What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. If you are watching the recording right now, skip in about 5 minutes as usual. That's when we'll get it started. Just going to give everybody about 5 minutes to hop on. Definitely make sure you have something to take some notes with, though. Today, we are going over what I like to call pretty much free money in the markets this week. Pretty solid setups going on for the week. What's going on, traders? Hope you all had a great weekend. Seriously, there are some amazing looking setups. This is definitely one of those weeks to capitalize on. Not going to do too much sitting on my hands this week. Definitely going to be hopping into some setups. Let me know in the chat how the audio is, video quality. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Let me know, make sure you guys can see me. All right. Good to see you guys. Awesome. Looks great. Can't wait. Okay, awesome. Hope you guys had a great weekend. What's up, Brad? Definitely have some solid looking setups to take a look at. Let's see, where is everybody at? What's going on, Brett? Yep, long time no see. Good to see you, my man. Video is blurry. Let me see. I'm looking at the stream on my end. Maybe you just need to adjust the quality. It looks like you can stream or view it in up to 720, it looks like. For some reason, I still have not figured out how to get it to 1080. But guys, there are some great looking setups this week we're going to be going over. Just want to give everybody a few minutes to hop on. As usual, we'll start at 5 after. All right, about a minute or so and we'll get started, guys. Make sure you have a whiteboard or something to take some notes with, a trading journal, something. All right, couple seconds, we'll get started, guys. Couple seconds here and we'll get started. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into our weekly outlook for the week of February 17th. Thank you guys for joining me today. Just a little bit of an update with these weekly outlooks. So if you are familiar with these weekly outlooks, if you've been around for a while, you'll notice that a majority of my weekly outlooks are generally 30 minutes to an hour long, and I've just been doing a little bit of digging in my analytics and average watch time and that type of thing, and it looks like The average viewer doesn't really watch anything past 20 minutes. So my goal is to keep these under 20 minutes moving forward, guys. So I've got my timer next to me. I have the clock running, and I'm just going to keep things a lot shorter, precise, and to the point, so that way you guys can just get some value. And I'll save my longer format webinars for my students Monday through Thursday on those daily webinars. But if you guys are joining me for the first time, thank you. My name is David Schinkel. I'm the CEO and founder of Positive Traders, and I do this webinar every single Sunday for you guys just to give you my outlook. And with that being said, that is just my outlook. So just a little disclaimer to keep in mind that any information that I go over today is not supposed to be investment or financial advice. It's just supposed to be for educational and informational purposes only. But on that note, I will tell you that all of these pairs that you see marked off in red, so gold, euro, USD, euro, yen, USD CAD, AUD CAD, and euro GBP, I have a pretty strong bias for the week. Now that doesn't mean when I say, I'm bullish on one pair or bearish on another pair to immediately go place a buy or a sell. You still, of course, need to be doing your own analysis, right? It makes no sense to be pressing the buy or sell button if you don't even know why you're pressing that buy or sell button. So this is just supposed to be just kind of like a handicap to maybe open up your eyes and help you see, okay, about what we're looking at. But we will look at these pairs in just a moment. As usual, I just want to run very quickly through this weekly outlook. And keep in mind, guys, because I am going to be condensing these weekly outlooks down to 10 to 20 minutes rather than 30 to 60 minutes. If you have any questions, please throw them in the chat and I will get to them as soon as possible, okay? But I'm not going to go through every single red folder today. I mean, I never go over every single red folder. The main thing I just want to talk about is that this week there is a ton of news coming out for the Australian dollar, okay? So it actually starts off tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, depending, or maybe even tomorrow morning, depending on where you are. There's going to be some minutes for the monetary policy meeting that was 2 weeks ago when there was a rate decision for the Australian dollar. Now they decided to keep interest rates the same 2 weeks ago. We can actually see it on the calendar back here 2 Mondays ago. So February 4th, they kept interest rates the same at 1.5%, which wasn't surprising, right? We haven't seen the interest rates move since a while, since like 2016. Middle of 2016 was the last time they changed interest rates. So no surprise there, but there will be the minutes from that meeting being released on Monday. And then there's some other high impact news, some wage price index quarter over quarter for the Australian dollar. There is an unemployment rate and employment change coming out for the Australian dollar on Wednesday. That is very similar to like what NFP is for the US dollar or for the US economy. That comes out the first Friday of every month. And then Thursday, we have Governor Lowe from the RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia, speaking. There's some other, like I said, I'm not going to go over every other red folder. There's some other things for other currencies coming out, but the main thing is that just knowing that there's a lot of AUD news this week, okay? So that's kind of the pair that if you're jumping into trades, day trading, intraday trading, scalping, that type of thing on any AUD crosses, just keep in mind with that pair, okay? But let's get into the good stuff, all right? So first and foremost, okay, let me take off all my drawing tools. So this is a pair that I am short on right now, and just to add some credibility to, just because anybody could just go and say that they're short on USD CAD by putting this thing here. So I'm actually going to show you guys my MetaTrader 4. Oops. Let me go to the front. I don't know why that scanned to the back. But you guys can see I am short. I have a break-even trade on USD CAD running in about 50 pips right now on a live account that all of you guys should be able to see. Let me drag this down because I know it kind of cuts off a little bit. A live account, we're short with 3.04 lots, which might seem like a lot, but if you look at the balance and the equity of the account, it's a $130,000 live account. So it's not... I'm risking, what is this? I think this is a 1% risk, 2%. It's either 1% or 2%. I can't remember. I took it last week, but you can see from the order it was placed on the 14th in February. That was last week, and I held this over the weekend. So I know it has a negative swap, but it's not like a terrible negative swap. But I am targeting 131.48. So you can see my take profit right here, 131.48. And let me just switch on back to Chrome real quick and on here, so you can see 131.48 is where I'm targeting. Now, again, I don't show you guys this just to say to try to run along and jump into this short with me. I definitely don't recommend doing that. Unless you're already short, don't short it. This is more so if you are in a short from last week like myself and you're asking yourself, do I still hold it or do I close it? Well, you can see I have my trade at break even, okay? So this is a risk-free trade for me. I'm totally okay with it going back to break even because it's risk-free at this point. But I do have confidence that this week we're going to see a little bit of scaling in from big money on USD shorts, okay? So that's what I'm going to be expecting. So that is USD CAD. I want to quickly run over to gold as well. So this week, oh, holy cow, that must have just happened in the past 5 minutes or so. Yeah, you can see gold is already making its move to the upside. I am very bullish on gold this week, at least the first couple days, right? I'm talking like the next 48 to 72 hours, gold should continue to rally. I don't know if it'll make it all the way up to 1350, but it moving up to 1330, maybe just like sub 1340, like maybe 1335, 1340, that's definitely possible. We could see some crazy week this week where the US dollar, we just see some big shorts going on, and maybe we'll see Euro USD fly up, which I'm expecting to happen as well, and gold to fly up. So I would be looking for longs on gold this week, okay? If you are in the Telegram, if you're not in the Telegram, there's a link in the description to the free Telegram. There's almost 1,500 people in there. Euro US. Now, I actually called this last Friday. If you go and just look at I know I'm not trying to be, all nitty gritty with the times and everything like that, but just to add a little bit of, I guess credibility or so. I called Euro USD a buy on Euro USD last week, and I called this for free in the chat room. I said although I did say next week Euro USD is going to be the buy. This week, obviously, nothing changes, but we saw a big move to the upside. This is the hourly time frame on Euro USD. We saw it move at the end of last week about 30 pips up last couple hours, and this week I'm expecting it to move up a lot higher. Just to kind of point out a key level on Euro USD is the 113 level. So if you guys don't have this level of support, 113 on your charts, I highly recommend having it on your charts. There's a pretty significant level for this pair, and I'm expecting this support to hold at least this week. We should see at least a retracement to 113.50, so that's about 40 pips higher from where we are right now. If we do see this correction accelerate, then we're probably going to start to see it head towards 114, 115. But no surprise with Euro USD, right? If we just look at just the price action since November, really late October, there's really been no movement, right? Price has just been in a consolidating range, hasn't been trending at all. So this bounce at 113 is pretty expected, is not a surprise at all. And also, I think that's also going to be a catalyst to gold moving higher as well, right? A weaker US dollar, okay? Because obviously, as we see Euro USD climb, we're going to see the dollar index fall. So that's exactly what I'm expecting to happen this week, is the dollar index to continue to fall further. Just a kind of a key level on the dollar index to watch is going to be like this 96.60 area, so just a little bit lower than where price is currently at, but that's also inversely on Euro USD. That's the same level as 113.50 on Euro USD, right? Because these do the opposite of each other, right? These two charts are literally the complete opposite, right? The dollar index is the exact opposite of Euro USD, so, right? So when Euro USD climbs, dollar index falls, okay? So that's why they look the exact opposite on when I'm switching between the 4 hour and the 1 hour, or the 4 hour between the two charts, okay? Pound pair is not really interested in trading this week. Euro yen. So, guys, this is a pair me and my students have been looking at for a while. It's a little bit difficult to look at this chart nicely because there's from the flash crash in the beginning of January, it kind of like stretches price. So I'm going to pull the chart over a little bit. And this is actually, I know this isn't going to make a lot of sense if you are not a student on my daily webinars, but if you are a student, you'll know exactly what the good short, better short means. I'm not going to get all into it today because I only have about 5-10 minutes left and I'm about halfway through. So really doing well on time today, guys, just trying to run through everything. But I had called a good short, better short, actually back when price was where my cursor is, back on February 11th, before we had even started this correction last week. I called this being a good short area and then a better short area. I did not pull the trigger on the good short area just because of the momentum through the good short area. I was expecting price to actually reach our better short area. Ended up not happening, pulling lower. Little bit of missed opportunity on my end right here. I actually see a really good short opportunity that I missed right at my good short opportunity, actually a little bit lower on that bearish engulfing 4-hour candle. And this trend line was actually here before. It just coincidental. I mean, we say coincidentally kind of sarcastically, right? Because the price always has a reason for doing what it does, but this trend line is not new. If you're a student, you've seen it since last week, since before price bounced off of this area on Friday. But it does look like with the momentum and the upside that the euro is seeing, especially because I'm bullish on euro USD, I would not be shorting euro yen right now. I would wait until it gets up to at least the better short area around 125.90, and I think that's going to be the best short opportunity. But long term, I am short on this pair. Okay, so let me repeat that again. I am long-term short on euro yen, okay? I'm expecting this blue level, this previous demand level for of price right in this better short area. You can actually see if we look at the better short area, that's right in the middle of this blue zone right here. I'm expecting this level to hold as current resistance and price to move lower over the coming weeks, coming months, okay? So just a big thing out there. I think that there's some upside up to 125.90, but long term, I'm expecting euro yen to offer a really good short opportunity. So this is definitely one of my upcoming swing trades that I'm looking at. USD CAD I already went over. I'm short on USD CAD, still expecting it to move lower. AUD CAD, actually I can also see really quickly, I have a 1% risk on this trade. And the way I can tell I have a 1% risk on this trade is because of where the stop loss was previously, because you can see right here, if you look on the 4-hour on AUD CAD, you can see where the stop loss is, 133.43, which is 59 pips. We're almost 59 pips in profit, which if we get to 59 pips in profit would be 1% of the account, which means 59 pips in drawdown would be losing 1% of the account, okay? So I have a 1% risk on this trade. My risk to reward is 2.31, so that means I'm risking 1% to make 2.31%, okay? Hopefully you guys are following along. I know I'm talking really fast, but like I said, I just have to kind of listen to the analytics guys, and I mean, it doesn't make sense if I sit here and talk for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour like I always do, because like there's only a very small percentage of the people that even watch these replays and videos and live that even hear everything I'm trying to say. So you see what I'm saying? It like doesn't matter how much value I give out by dragging these along if nobody's here to watch it. So I'd rather just kind of shove as much value as I can in 20 minutes or less and let you guys run with that, because the most amount of people will see that value. So if I'm talking too fast, watch the replay. It renders in like a couple minutes after the live stream ends. And if a lot of what I'm saying is another language, then you should just need to take a step back, go through a little bit of self and personal education with the Forex markets, and then everything I say should sound like you should understand it just like you understand English, all right? AUD CAD, I'm expecting AUD CAD to be a pretty good sell. In fact, this week I'm expecting the minutes and a lot of the news that comes out for the Australian dollar to be negative for AUD. Just as we've been expecting, right? We've been talking about the growth in China. We've been talking about slowing growth in China, which if you don't know how China affects the Australian dollar, again, you just need to take a little bit of a step back with some self-education, personal education, and understand why. But just so much slowing in growth in the Chinese sector, Australian sector, New Zealand sector. So I am bearish on AUD CAD, and if you have not been following along with this setup that I've been watching, this setup is far from complete. We're going to be looking at AUD CAD for at least the next couple months, guys. In short, I'll take like 15 seconds and just kind of break it down. Look at this orange box, look at this orange box, look at the similarities between the two. You can see there's a little bit of a head and shoulders in both of these. The head and shoulders breaks, turns into consolidation, and then what do we see after the first part of consolidation at the end of the orange box is some major downside for a couple of months, and that is pretty much what I'm expecting to happen on AUD CAD. Not to mention with my CAD pairs, USD CAD, AUD CAD, things like that. Oil, let me just kind of take a step back. Oil looks great, guys, okay? Oil was looking a little rough last week, right? We saw that weekly bearish engulfing candle on the weekly at the beginning of last week. Wasn't looking super hot for oil, but we ended up pulling through. The bulls came through on oil. We've actually made some new highs. We broke yearly highs actually just on Friday. And which turned into this week as well. We're just making higher highs, and oil is looking great for a continued retracement, which is another reason why I've been short on USD CAD. And if you've been following me with USD CAD for a while, I've been short on USD CAD for a while. Let me just quickly, I don't want to make this take too long, but I do want to just kind of go over one idea. I did not publish this. I use TradingView, guys, as a private portfolio to track my own trades. You won't be able to find this if you're. Sometimes I release public trades. You can follow me on TradingView, but you'll see that this is a private chart. I just use this instead of writing things down. Let me just give you a little tip real quick to all 40, 50 of you guys watching this right now, okay? If you don't know, if you think it's too hard or you're too lazy or you don't have enough time or you don't know how to track your trades, use TradingView, okay? You can literally publish private trades. Nobody else can look at them except for you, and then you can go back and see them. So this is actually a short that me and my students took back in end of January. We ended up closing our trade early, right? I was targeting 450 pips. I'm still targeting much lower. I think USD CAD is still going to drop at least 1,000 pips in the next couple upcoming months throughout this year. All right, so I've just been looking for better and better opportunities, and I've said this before, and I'll say this again, guys, that the higher USD CAD goes, just the better opportunity it gives us to short, okay? So that's why I took a short again at the end of last week, all right? But anyways, going back to AUD CAD, we just looked at oil, and that is one of the main reasons why I'm bearish on this pair as well. So I really like AUD CAD because not only do we have this great technical conviction from repeating patterns, but we also have the fundamental backing and conviction from a weak Australian dollar, weak Chinese growth in China, and strong oil. There's so many good reasons to be shorting this pair right now, and I'm really happy that last week this pair continued to move higher because I almost took a couple shorts back in here last week early, and I kind of sat on the sidelines, had to kind of hold my hands back, and I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't because now it's getting back up to just a little bit better area to short. Honestly, I mean, right around now is a great area to short AUD CAD. So those of you that are students, if you guys are looking for, what trades we might get into, what alerts we might have this week, this is probably going to be one of them, taking a long-term short on AUD CAD. And I think it's going to go lower than last year's lows, but we're going to be first targeting last year's lows, which is a solid about 350 pips lower from where we are right now. So this trade can offer a really good risk to reward if it's played correctly, okay? And then last pair is Euro GBP. So just to kind of recap, I don't want to spend too much time because most of you guys don't care about this type of stuff, but last week I was in a short on pound dollar. I shorted right around here where my cursor is. We had a little bit of drawdown up to the 50 EMA, ended up crashing down into profit, and we ended up moving our stop loss about 10-15 pips in profit. Ended up getting stopped out on this rally Friday morning, which is okay because we got stopped out in profit. I'm totally okay with that. Originally, we were looking at Euro GBP, and I was expecting, pound dollar to continue moving lower and Euro GBP to continue moving higher. So hopefully that makes sense to some of you guys that were watching my stories from last week, because you might have seen that I was a couple $1,000s in profit on a short on pound dollar. So that's what happened with that pair. We closed a little bit past break even in some profits. But we ended up seeing where, if you were on Thursdays, if you're a student and you were on Thursday's daily webinar, we looked at this bull flag on Euro GBP. We didn't take a position, but we said that it helped look nice for our shorts on pound dollar, right? Because if you don't know, if maybe you're super confused what I'm saying right now, basically, Euro GBP and pound dollar do not the exact, but they have a very strong negative correlation, okay? So, just to give you an example, right? This is Euro GBP. Look, we have that rally up Thursday, and then Friday morning, it kind of tanks, And then we see pound dollar, right? We have that drop on Thursday, and then Friday morning it rallies, right? So you can kind of like look at one and look at the other and kind of have a good correlation to each other. But anyways, just what I'm trying to get at is I'm switching my bias around a little bit because obviously from what we can see on Friday, the US dollar is pretty weak right now. So that should push pound dollar higher, and that should push Euro GBP lower. Euro GBP, just kind of a key level to keep in mind. If you go to the monthly time frame and you actually fib out the previous swing, so which is the low from 2015, low of June 2015 to the high of 2017, which is August of 2017. So pretty big swing, right? Multi-year swing. And you actually you look at the retracement level, you can see the 23.6% retracement level also just so happens to be this major level of support that price has just been sitting on. I mean, you can see it better on the weekly or the monthly. That price has just been sitting on for a couple of years now, right? You can see it originally like came to this level back in September of 2017. I mean, actually even before then, back in like June of 2017. And then before then, it was in this range right, between the middle of 2016 and the middle of 2017 before it popped out of this range. And now it's been sitting on top of that previous resistance, now support. So pretty good conviction to the downside overall. I mean, if you just take a look at just this set of data on the weekly and you kind of look what's happened the past couple months here on Euro GBP, we saw it try to break through that major level of support, pulled back above that major level of support, but then major big exhaustion candles the past couple weeks. So this could be hinting at, in my opinion, this could definitely be hinting at a comment. I mean, sorry, I was looking at the comments and I said comment. That was weird. This could be hinting at a drop on Euro GBP, guys. So be on the outlook for that, okay? So just like a very quick recap, guys. This week I am bullish on gold, bullish on Euro USD. Short-term bullish on Euro Yen as the Euro strengthens, but overall looking for shorts, long-term short on Euro Yen. Obviously, I'm short on USD CAD. I'm in this trade, obviously. AUD CAD, I am short on this. I'm not short, but my bias is to the downside on AUD CAD. And then Euro GBP, we're really going to need to break this level of support. We really needed to have a strong conviction below the current support here. But overall, long term, kind of like Euro Yen, I am biased to the downside on Euro GBP as well, okay? And also, just to kind of, just to add this little bit of value, or if you want to know my opinion with Euro USD, I think Euro USD long-term is to the downside as well, okay? I'm expecting this long-term trend, that downtrend that we've been in since the middle of last year. Remember, we were in this long uptrend, so you guys may remember, and then we broke it middle of last year, April of last year, and then that's the downtrend that we've been in for literally since almost this time last year, so almost a year now. I'm expecting this downtrend to continue, but this massive consolidation definitely gives room for buyers to come into the market short term, move it up 100, 200, 300 pips, but overall, the big 1,000 pip moves is going to be, in my opinion, to the downside on Euro USD, okay? Guys, I'm already 5 minutes past my time. Let me just take a quick look in the chat. Were you looking to get short from the previous high, Carl? I'm assuming I probably answered your question. If I didn't, let me know. Sorry, I'm looking at it after the pair. Kamari, when will you be accepting new students? Kamari, we are, right now, my business is kind of going through a little bit of a transition time, guys. I am having an agency I'm working with that's kind of taken over the marketing. The same person that works with Ty Lopez and Sam Ovens is actually working as he's actually a really infamous or really well-known media buyer. We're working with him. I have a lot of things going on my end, guys. So I obviously am not going to stay here for 30 minutes explaining all of my business moves right now. But if you are looking to be a student of mine, just shoot me a message. We are just going through a lot of transition right now. Just things are changing. Websites are being built. If you go to my current website right now, it's been broken for the past month or so, and I know that it's broken. The person that hosts my website the domain hosting, they broke it when I tried updating, when they tried updating my WordPress. Just lots of bad things that's happened with my website. So I'm just working with a whole agency that's kind of doing everything on their end. Okay, guys. So that's really all. I'm not going to get into all of it today. Shoot me a message if you guys have any questions. Okay. Simon says preferred my longer weekly outlook. Simon, are you expecting GBP USD to continue rallying? Yes, I will expect GBP USD to continue its rally. Guys, I will continue to do votes. I know some of you guys do prefer my longer weekly outlooks where I spend 45 minutes, an hour going over things. I like that stuff too because I kind of like to take things slower and go over a little bit more mindset and stuff like that. But I'm also really just trying to, cater to the most amount of people. So unfortunately, Simon, in this case, it's just kind of a majority over rules. Maybe I'll do another, if you guys want to vote, what I'll do, I'll throw another poll in and I'll let people choose what they prefer, because I didn't give an option on the last poll in Telegram. I just said, would you prefer it to be lower? But, maybe there's more people that prefer the longer one. So Simon says, really appreciate the added value from my longer outlooks. And I'm sure a lot of people do as well. So what I'll do, guys, then, just to kind of make everybody happy, this one, I'm going to cut it off here. But what I will do is I'll put another vote in the Telegram, probably Tuesday or Wednesday after everybody's watched this weekly one. And then I will do a vote and I'll ask, do you guys prefer the shorter one that's 20 minutes long, or do you prefer the one that is an hour long? Kevin says even the longer ones for sure as well. Okay. Yeah, guys, I know I probably talked really, really fast and whatnot, but I will do that vote at least for you guys, and from moving there on out, whatever gets a better reception, I will do that. Okay, guys. But other than that, guys, I appreciate your time. I really do. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, are ready to hit it hard this week. If you are a student, I will see you on tomorrow's weekly outlook. And everybody else, I will see you. If you're a student, I'll see you on tomorrow's daily webinar. And if you are not, I will see you on next week's weekly outlook, guys. Take care and have a great week, guys. Stay safe trading.